Welcome back, everybody.
We're back, and I'm so excited.
It's time to get the momentum going again.
Yes.
And get in front of all you viewers and more, because
the momentum and the energy, because
we're
probably got more energy.
I cannot believe that you have been able to keep Olivia. Huge shout out. You guys shout outs, but like you deserve this one. Is like a big shout out for literally taking over everything. I've checked out completely from the podcast. Like I just see what's being posted and I'm like, oh my god, that's so cute.
No, but we put in the work ahead of time. So let's catch people up to speed. This is our first moment back podcasting since Rachel gave birth. And it might not seem like that because we had put in the work ahead of time to have episodes recorded.
Yeah, I just didn't anticipate it to make it this far. Like I'm 6 weeks postpartum tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. No, yeah.
Tomorrow.
Tuesday. Like this upcoming week. Oh, we're Tuesday when this comes out. So like, yeah, basically, yeah, we'll just say 6 weeks this week.
Oh my God,
okay,
I just said 6 months. Jesus Christ.
But I'm like, I can't believe we didn't have like a single week of just like nothing. Like I anticipated there to be like a break.
Girl, no.
But no, which means we kept our
promise
goal,
to ourselves.
guys.
Yes, we started this with
making it to October,
52 weeks straight.
My gosh.
So I am so appreciative of all the people.
We're gonna throw a 52 party.
52, not one year, 52 weeks,
baby.
Okay,
52
we're getting
weeks.
ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, sorry, we're just so excited to be back.
No, literally, and that's exactly why I'm like, okay. I almost was gonna be like, am I popping the bottle? Are we drinking? Maybe next week. Maybe next week.
We both had a fun weekend, so we'll take a second.
But I want to go back then 6 weeks ago.
6 weeks ago, I had a baby, everybody.
Because you guys, I have seen Rachel, but I have like withheld.
Only twice since, like, it's been quick
and
occasions, yeah.
And so I have like withheld diving into the details because I have saved it to hear for the first time with all of you guys here. So I want to know what happened. How did it go? All the things, all the feels.
So we're gonna start off with some hippie stuff right now. Okay,
love it.
Yeah. Okay. So my mom, I have to say, she's kind of like a little bit of a hippie in some ways, and into energy and things like that. You know, it's just sometimes fun to poke around with it, not in a bad way.
I feel like most people have like a healthy amount of like the good vibes and energy where like, like, you know, you can appreciate. You
can tell if there's good intentions versus if there's, you know, if you get a little too deep into it, and then it's like, that's a little concerning. I don't need that in my life. So she has something called a pendulum, and a pendulum is like, it basically accesses your higher self, if you will. It's literally like a pendulum. Like you hold it and it like, I don't know if there's certain criteria for it to actually be qualified as a pendulum. And basically this
is not something I know anything about right now, so I love this.
Okay, so you basically ask it a question, and it'll sway one way for no, it'll sway one way for yes.
Okay.
In response. It's not a Ouija board.
No,
This is not that kind of
This is like an old wives' tales too thing, because like I actually have done this before. Now I literally just said I don't know what you're talking about. We've done this with like a paper clip or like a pencil. There's like necklaces or something you can do. Silver necklaces or something.
Yeah, and so you can ask it questions to make sure it's in sync with with things you already know. And once your intentions are good and once it's pretty much in sync with that, then it'll give you a response of yes or no. And so I was like a week out from my due date, and I was convinced that I was going into labor like way ahead of my due date, which was June 10th.
You had some like pre-labor Braxton Hicks or...
Yeah, June 8th was my due date. It was June 8th, I think.
We were all just guessing early, like the first, the second. This is why we're thrown off, because we all thought early because it was your second, because that's what people say.
Yeah, and I was pretty big. Like looking back, I'm like, oh wow, my stomach was actually pretty big.
Which, speaking of, props to fucking you. You're looking great.
Thank you.
This is 6 weeks, people, right here.
So I had my mom in town for 2 weeks, a week prior to my due date and a week after my due date. So when we hit the first week and she was still here and there was no baby, we're like, okay, well,
or you like missed opportunity.
I was like, we need her here. Yeah. So like, we got to have this baby in the next week. And so I was like, do you have your pendulum with you? And she's like, yes, I do. And so we started to ask it like, will I go into labor this day? Will I go into labor this day? And it kept saying no and no and no until it was like Tuesday, June 10th. And it said yes. And this was like 4 days away at this point, like when we were asking it.
And every time it's saying no, days. You're like, fuck.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, well, it's not coming that day. Oh, because she's like asking in her head. I'm like, oh, well, it's not coming that day.
No,
like,
and
I know you're asking
so
in order.
Ready too.
I was so beyond ready. And so it said Tuesday, June 10th, it was coming. And so Monday, I'm expecting to like feel like the day before, and I'm like, I'm like putting all my eggs into this, what this pendulum says. I'm like, I guess I'm going to labor Tuesday.
Honestly,
like this baby's coming Tuesday.
It's gotta come like, one of these times, and you're still pregnant by then and over your due date.
Right, exactly. And so when you have a child already, you're basing your entire pregnancy off of what you already know. But as you know, like every single pregnancy is different, including if you're pregnant more than once, like they're all different.
This is why I've been excited to hear about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't have like any preconceived ideas for you based on your first birth.
And I try to stay super positive about it around other women that are pregnant for the first time and this and that. Cause it's like, you don't need a horror story. But it was still a different, delivery. And so I'm remembering that with my first child, at least it was over 24 hours before I delivered, but I started feeling stuff, like the day before. Like you feel way ahead of
time. Yeah.
So we're going through Monday. It's like Monday night. I didn't feel anything. And I'm like, I'm like, if I'm supposed to deliver tomorrow, like shouldn't I be in labor right now? I'm like,
question for you too. Was Luke onto that as you, or was he like, look, you don't feel anything, or was he like, it's coming, it's gotta come?
He was just like, okay, we're
rolling with the punches.
Like he's like, I can't do anything. All we can do is just wait. Like we can't do anything right now. We're just waiting until it comes. And so it was literally like 12 a.m. on the dot Tuesday.
On the dot?
And the contractions just start. And I'm just like
full blown.
Yeah, full blown. And I had like,
were you sleeping? It woke you up?
Yeah, it woke me up.
Oh,
and like crazy. I'd had that a few days earlier, like I had contractions, but they weren't like continuous enough or regular enough for me to be like, okay, this is actual labor. I had that one scare that one time where I was just like, let me see, because they are timing or something, a certain way. And so it started with, I think I had about like 2 hours worth of it was like an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of contractions where they're about like 20-ish minutes apart. All of a sudden they're 7 minutes apart.
Like by when? Like what time-ish do you think?
Like from like 11:30 when I like woke up to, I was like, we were rushing to the hospital at 2 a.m. Like it was fucking fast. And so like to go from 20, and I'm like, usually like with,
you thought you had more
Lucia,
time.
I thought I was going to have time. Like I thought they were going to start off really lightly. No, they started off strong, and then they just got really strong where I was just like, whoa, like even my mom was like, you guys got to go. Like you guys got to go now. Cause they were like, to jump that close together then, not like, I was just shocked by that. Cause I was like, if they go from 20 minutes to 7 minutes in like an hour span, and then 5 minutes, and like I'm feeling this much pain. Mercy Hospital, so like 10, 15 minutes. So yeah, it's like not bad.
Were the contractions as bad as you like remember, or do you have the whole blocked it out because like the love of your baby?
Like I don't know what women mean when they say, oh, you forget what the pain. No, you fucking don't. I remember it to a T. Like I know exactly how it feels. Like I remember it. I did not block it out. Like it's intense.
And it was what you remember?
It was what I remembered.
And were you like,
the difference is that when I got to the hospital, I was like, seriously, like I was in active labor when I walked into, like I was hunched over. Contractions were like every 3 to 5 minutes there. Like by the time I got to the hospital, and I was like, I'm an active, like they were like, this girl's in active labor. Like we got to get her upstairs to the like labor and delivery room right now. Like they were just like rushing to like be like, oh shit, like she's because they keep you otherwise at the bottom like waiting room-ish area.
I remember my sister saying she was in like 3 or 4 different rooms, kind of a deal,
because they have to wait, I think, until you're a certain,
like a process.
Yeah. until you reach a certain like point.
Because what, like the rooms, you need different equipment in them or something, you know, based on.
Yeah, like you walk in and then it's just like you're just in a room, but it's not the delivery room. It's like where the nurses can like check on you until you go into active labor, and at that point then you get sent up to labor and delivery.
At what point, like for those of us who don't know, what is like 5 minutes? What's active labor? Like, what's the threshold for now you're in active labor?
I think it's how close your contractions are and how dilated you are.
Okay, you're right. Dilation,
so like
too,
everything. Yeah. So like they were checking how dilated I was. They're like, you're 5 centimeters dilated. Like, get her up right now.
Damn.
So I walked in at like 5 centimeters. So it was, and then I remember going upstairs, and the first time around, the contraction, like, if the pregnancy is, the positioning of the baby is correct, this is what my doctor told me, then all your contractions are going to be felt up front. They shouldn't be felt in the back at all. It should all be like up front, like where your period, where you'd feel that. And so there can be like a lot of tension in your stomach, which can make you throw up. Like, I didn't know that was like a normal thing. So I did that with my first child. With this labor, I was just like really trying to like breathe through the contractions. Like I like had to like moan. Like I had to like do something different than the first one.
Just to get it out.
Yeah. Like, and I was like, okay, like now I kind of know a bit more of like maybe how to kind of get through these contractions. And so I did that. I was proud of myself. I didn't throw up, but I did have a bucket next to me because I was like, you get like waves of nausea.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
And then by the time I was up there, like, it's not like, you know, epidural's right there ready to go, like whatever, if that's what you want.
I wonder,
like, they have
you're like in active labor. I'm like, were you able to get it?
Yeah, you can get it. I think it's like once you reach 8 or 9 centimeters, they can't, like something at that point, they can't give it to you anymore. So if you're gonna get it, you have to decide by a certain time, and they have to call anesthesia up to do the epidural. And so at that point I had been like, it was just like every couple minutes, like just waves of these contractions, and I'm just like trying to breathe through it. I mean, it's like by the time you feel like you might have like caught your breath, it's like, oh, you're about to get another one. And like Luke was helping me, like he was immediately there, like knowing what to do, and like pressing like my back pelvis kind of like together.
Put the pressure.
Yeah.
Like I could see that. Like I feel like, I imagine it would feel like a lot of pressure. So having like some reverse pressure might help. It's fun. It's a blast.
It was,
you guys.
honestly, it was just,
it's bonding with your husband.
It was, yeah. Like that support is, you're in your own little world, and so what they do on their own and what they just take initiative to do is so appreciated. And there's times where I'm just leave me for a second. Like I got to get through this. But the support from the nurses and the ladies that were there, and him like just being like, you got this. Like great job.
I feel like you loved your nurses last time too. Did you love them this time?
I like them. I think the first time there was a better connection. Okay. This time they were still fantastic.
Yeah.
But they're just different people.
Shout out Mercy Hospital.
Yeah, seriously, shout out Mercy Hospital for all your help and having a good team there. Yeah. But I was definitely like, no, yeah, I want that epidural. And so finally I was able to get that. And I don't remember what time I got it. It was like maybe 4 in the morning.
Last time when you got this epidural, I feel like you were like, no, I was high. Were you high?
I was high the last time with the epidural because at some point they used Pitocin to make sure the labor could keep going, because I was pretty regular with dilating the first time, and so when there was like a little halt, they just wanted to make sure it kept going, and I was like, okay, like I consent to that, like yeah, like let's do that. And they said if you start feeling more pain, like, because the Pitocin induces more like strong contractions,
right? Because Pitocin, I'm pretty sure it's artificial hormone.
It's not, I would check what it is, but like it is something, it's not natural, like it's artificial. And so that was when with the first one I had Pitocin, I was like, oh, this is even like more painful. Then I called anesthesia and whatever the heck, anesthesiologist and they gave me more drugs on top of the epidural. That's why I was high.
That's what you're.
So like I couldn't feel anything.
Drugs.
Yeah, and like I couldn't feel anything, but I was just like, I felt warm and cozy, and I was just like,
la la.
This is great. Yeah. So this time actually just having the epidural, I was like, you could like feel, like you could feel stuff, but no pain. And I was like, this is, I don't know how this works. And like, they had me like,
so you could feel like your legs, but not,
I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it.
But like, could you feel like still like pressure, not pain? Okay.
Yes.
Ooh, that's the difference. That's pressure, not pain.
Yeah. You can feel like the pressure of everything. So like,
I thought you had to like, this again, girl who's never given birth here. It's like, you know, I know they've got the monitors. They can kind of also see with you when the contractions are coming.
Correct.
So I thought when you, like, again, my unknowing head, that when you get epidural that you have to watch that to know when to push because you can't feel. But you're saying, but the pressure, you can like roll with it.
So the first time I didn't feel any pressure because I was so numb.
That
when they checked me and they're like, oh my God, the baby's like, right there. Yeah, I was like, I didn't know. But this time around, they're like, it's going to feel like you have to take a dump. And I didn't feel it the first time. So I'm like, yeah, they say that. But like, I've never felt that. So whatever.
Just constipated?
No, I definitely felt that. I was like, I may have to go to the bathroom. They're like, nope, it's the baby. It's the baby. And I was like, yeah, but like, what if it's not? What if I actually have to go poop right now?
But don't they say that like a third of women do like literally shit on the table?
Like they cover it. They cover. It's not like it's just like free for all. And then
isn't that what you told me? Like they first time they put like a little like flap over your butt.
I'm pretty sure like they are
a little
aware
privacy flap over the butthole. That kills me.
Like you can feel. That's what I'm saying. Like you can feel stuff that's happening, but like you're numb. I don't know how to like. So like you might be afraid of like, you know, pooping, and it's totally normal. They like have seen everything. You have to remember that. As yourself, you're just like, I have no control over this. I'm pushing a baby out, but it's not like they're gonna be like, hey, you pooped, you know?
No,
like
also,
they're not gonna be like, yo.
This is why it's important who's in the fucking room with you for you to feel comfortable.
Yeah. So they had actually asked, they're like, do you want? We have, you know, a student and blah blah, and like we're asking you, like, do you don't have to say yes, but are you okay with him coming into the room and watching? And I was like, no, cool. Thank you. I was like, sorry, I don't want another guy in here but my husband. Like,
you're like, I'm just gonna keep my safe space. I felt bad.
I'm like, he's probably trying to learn and stuff, but like maybe there'll be someone else. But I'm like, I don't want that. Sorry.
Cool.
But yeah, it matters who's in the room.
It's nice that they asked.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, they have to ask. So yeah. So things will happen, but like it's just, I don't know. I guess I'm just not so worked up or like I have my mind wrapped around that kind of stuff, because you're just like, I'm like, it is what it is. Like I just pushed out a baby.
You're
like,
a mother now.
Like, yeah, and I'm a mom now. Like we've seen it all, okay? Like with our kids.
Poop.
Yeah, and it's just like, it just is what it is. I don't know. I just am like past it, or like I didn't think I would not care so much, but I just don't care.
Yeah.
So that baby came pretty fast. I just kept dialing really fast, and then my water had not broken. And
what happens if it doesn't break?
What they do in the hospital, at least my experience, is that they will break it if it's not broken by the time you have to push, because they don't want it just like bursting on the doctors or whatever. So they will break the water.
What does that mean? Like they have to like,
it's like a teeny little hook, and they break it, and you don't feel it. However,
do you feel the release of the pressure though?
You feel the water come out. Like, yeah, you'll feel the pop, and you'll feel it come out.
That's crazy.
This time my water was not breaking, and not that that's a big deal. Part of me wishes that I just let it do it on its own, but I was already like 9.5 centimeters. It hadn't broken.
Is pretty huge, isn't it? Like, do you get to 10 and push or something?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And I was just stuck there. it just stopped right there, kind of. And at that point, I was just like, you know what? Like, I was like, legal. Like, how do you feel? Like, I think we should just break my water. Like, let's just do it, and then the baby will be here. And
such
the
a
doctor,
crazy choice to like have to make.
Yeah, and like the doctor that was on call at the moment, because mine was not in yet, because remember, this is like happening all overnight, so it's like the one night that she's not there.
Oh my god, of course it is.
It was a different doctor, and that other doctor was the one who delivered my first child. And Luke and I both are on the same page of like, we don't totally like her approach. Like, she has a very aggressive and not so personal approach. She knows what she's doing. The baby will come out safe, but like, she was the one that came in and broke my water, and she just came right in. It looked like she just like got there, like out of bed, like, you know, you could just tell she still had sleep on her face. She comes in, she just goes, she rips it, and then just fucking leaves. And I was just like, wait, like I wanted to be walked through that. Like that felt so invasive to me. Like it sounds so silly, but it felt so invasive to me. Luke and I were both like, wait, what?
Silly. I don't like it. I feel like sometimes, you know, doctors, nurses, they do this every day, a million times a day.
They don't think about sometimes.
And like, you know, to them it isn't a big deal, but it's just like the sensitivity of like your one experience, your one child, like your life, your body, like to them it's so numb from time to time. So that's
so after, it wasn't until after a few days I was just like, you know what, that actually felt like really invasive, and he was like in total agreement with me. Thankfully my doctor came in and she was there to deliver my baby, and it was just like a totally different approach, and I'm like, that's why I chose her, and that's why I love her, and she just did a fantastic job, and was just so relaxed and so chill, and just it was great. And as you guys may have already heard, it was a boy. Okay, like I just want to say shout out to me, because I fucking called it from the very fucking beginning.
You look at the shout outs this time.
I did not sway one bit.
No, steadfast. You were steadfast.
Yeah.
Like, they couldn't even think of a girl name. We were all there for the roller coaster, okay?
So like when that baby finally came out, like you just feel it, and then all of a sudden, like I'm waiting.
Yeah, because you guys remember, they didn't know, they were waiting for the birth for this exact moment.
Yes, and so. The doctor had said at the very beginning, she was just like, who is announcing this? We're like, Luke is. And so like all of a sudden he's like, it's a boy, it's a boy, it's a boy. Like he was just like shouting it. So like that's like, I just remember it so vividly. And then they put him on my chest, and you're just like, I was just like, it's a boy. And like I told you.
Rachel's not even, Luke my baby. She's like, I fucking told you, bro.
Yeah, Luke is like over the moon. But like it happened so quick, because like I'm just like, oh my god, the baby just came out, and he's already shouting, and I'm like, wait, what?
Oh, and I feel like Luke like really thought like girl for a while, because everyone was putting on him like, oh, but you're such a good girl, dad. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just can't imagine that like. That excitement.
Talk about a proud dad right there. Was Luke getting a son, and like having your husband get a son was just like really, obviously it would have been great if it were a girl too. He was not bothered by it being a girl.
To feel that for you when like you had a daughter, and you got to watch his wife like become a mother to a daughter. Like there is something special about that. Of course both are beautiful. Like you also have a son now, and you know what they say, like, you know, daddy's girl and mama's boy. So you've got
there's already
now.
The difference. You can already tell that he's like more like attached to touch than I think Lucia was. So I through and through highly recommend, if you're debating whether or not to wait to find out. It is such a special surprise. It is so so intimate, and it's just like that moment that you'll share.
Just you and Luke and the doctor, right?
Yeah, and like the nurses and like whoever, but it was
not
just
like
your
mom wasn't in there or something like that.
It was just he and I, and like it was I highly recommend. I recorded the moment. Oh, you haven't seen it yet.
No, I haven't seen it.
I need to look at it. I need to look back on it.
I was gonna say, if you get comfortable, I'd love to put it on our YouTube.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I would do the sound, but I don't know if I'll do the video. I'll show it to you.
So if Rachel's good with the sound, stay tuned to that episode, but who knows?
We'll see. Yeah, because I'm like, at some point then I'm like, oh my god, it's so private. Like I'm just like, that moment is just between him and I. Like I don't want to share it, but
we get to hear all about it though, and that's
I'll show it to you obviously, and show it to his mom. Like I'll show it to people. But yeah, it just captured that moment, and just like, oh my god, like I can't wait. Now any other girls are getting pregnant now, and whoever else, I'm just like ready just to be there and just like watch everyone go through that experience, because it's
I love the way that you did it. Like, I feel like I'm like, when it's my turn, like I could see myself doing what you did of like, okay, it's your first baby. Like you want to know. And like, I get it. Like there's so many unknowns, like anything that can like make you feel like, you know, this will being just a little bit better. Like, so I totally get like why people need to know the gender, but also my sister waited to find out as well. And you waited. And it is like, I mean, I know when my sister even give birth to my nephews and I'm like on the other side of the phone screaming my head off because it's the most exciting thing ever. Yeah. To like find it out. Like it's like it takes it from like, oh, this baby to like, oh my God, you're a person and you're here with us now. Yeah.
And it's just, I can't say enough about it. So highly recommend.
It's amazing.
And then you just kind of feel like boy and girl. You're just like, okay, like maybe that's that,
like
you know?
A little complete, like a little sense of completeness.
Yeah, like right after I was just like, I think 2 might be good. But then like,
maybe.
I was drunk yesterday and I was just like, we're having 4 kids, aren't we? And he's like, yeah, we are.
But you know what? That's what everyone does is like has to, I feel like, and gives it a moment and then goes for a third like later on.
Yeah. I think I'm just like, I was so ready to have this pregnancy be like on its way that this whole postpartum, it's been much better handled because you're just more prepared and like you know what to expect in many ways, but I'm like, I don't know if I really feel like going through that again. I know it's such a short period of your life, but it's just
for some people it lasts longer than others though too, and the toll is different, so don't minimize that, you know what I mean?
I would say this recovery is probably taking a bit longer than the other one.
Physically, mentally, spiritually, all the things.
Yeah, all the things.
Like the transition even to your new life now as a mom of 2.
A new life. Yeah,
2 under 2.
Kind of like took me, I don't want to say, well, it kind of did take me by surprise. It's like, you know what you're signing yourself up for, but then you don't know until you're in the middle of it.
It's like theoretically, like people can tell you all of the time, like all of the things, you know, people can try to share their experiences about anything in life. And like, are you kidding me? People told me all the time that they love their dogs. I didn't know love for a dog till I had my dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't, like you have to feel everything for yourself, including a transition to how life really goes with multiple kids.
Yeah, it does. It makes you understand how important your time is and like where you want to delegate your time, especially more so once you have more than one kid, because you're like, the kids are both like, wow, they just both now need diaper changes. Now they're both hungry. Now they're both crying. And it's like, I am not an octopus. Like I can't cuddle both of them at the same time. And like, I'm just trying to give each one like the most attention. And like, I don't want my second child to feel like neglected because I have to take care of the first one first. Cause it's like, otherwise she's gonna be like, now I'm left behind. Like, you know, it's just like, there's so much going on, but it's great. And we all figure it out. But it's definitely like, okay, like now your time is even more, you know, like you prioritize where you want it to be spent even more now. So
dude, I was on my end of waiting for your baby, you know, like me, Rachel and I had our like last podcast session. I was like, okay, next time I see you, like it's gonna be a little bit, and because at some point she was gonna have to give birth and we were gonna have to cut this off, like we were waiting. And so I started checking your location often.
I know, you're like, so I see her in the hospital.
No, literally. Okay, so like I'd be like at the gym in the morning and I was like, maybe I wonder, and then I'd be like, oh, she's just at home, okay, fine. And even like I had a few friends or listeners like text me and ask too, like, gosh, because your due date had passed, like she even had the baby yet? And I was like, I don't know, let me check. And then one morning I checked and you're at the hospital. I was like, it's happening.
Oh my gosh.
But by the time I noticed, you'd probably already had him because he was born early in the morning.
He was born at 9:42 a.m.
That actually is quite a long time, from like midnight to almost 10. I mean, there's 10-hour process still.
Yeah, I mean, I pushed for like
all said and done
12-ish minutes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so like both were pretty immaculate, and I'm pretty lucky with that, I would say. But yeah, it was quick, and it's different to deliver in the morning and then have that whole day versus delivering at night and then you're like, immediately into the night.
Well, in what way?
It's because like, so if you deliver in the evening, then you're going immediately into the night shifts of everything. And so when you're typically sleeping, all of a sudden now you're up. It's just like, I don't know, it felt different to deliver in the morning. And so like Luke's also up, like everyone's up, it's day.
Like the hustle and bustle around you, and also like you're wired, I'm sure, because you're like in love.
Yeah, you're wired, you're tired, you're just like emotional, everything's going on. But if you deliver at night, like the night shifts are just different, like, you know, every lights down, like it's nighttime, and then that's when you really realize like, oh shit, like I'm taking care of a human now, and like And then you're up every couple hours, and even in the hospital, it's like you'll fall asleep, and then whether, then the baby's hungry and you like gotta wake up and it's just like feed, and then so if you're breastfeeding, you're like, wow, I forgot how painful this is. But this is, I'm feeding my baby. It's just like, there's just like so much going on.
How long was it that you were at the hospital until y'all brought your daughter to meet her new brother?
So Lucia was 15 months, right, when Callum was born. And we decided to not bring her to the hospital until we were also going home, because to bring her to see us all there in a new one, and then to take her back home and not have us go back would just be
cute. So she essentially came to pick you up.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
That's cute.
Yeah. So that's how we did it, and she was so emotional. Like when they had to do his like last little checkups and stuff, and before he left, like he started crying, and she was immediately like very, very concerned. So she
like
started
the caretaker,
crying.
big
she was like, she was like extremely emotional right away when he was crying. Yeah,
she's like, I can't take it. He's too sweet.
Yeah, and there was only like maybe like one-ish days, 2 days where the emotions were there, because I think she then realized that like, oh, mom and dad were gone. Like I didn't, like. They don't really know it until they see you again, and then they start crying, right?
They forget.
Yeah. So there was just that, but she has not shown. I mean, she's just been great. She'll like just pat his head, and she's gentle, and she goes, like she just gives him little kisses on the head.
Does it not just melt your heart completely?
Yeah, it's sweet, and you just get excited to see them like grow up. And if he cries now, she brings all stuffed animals and puts it right on him and stuff. And you're like, or like she takes his binky out of his mouth and like puts it in hers, and then puts it back in his. And I'm like, okay, like it's fun to watch, but we have not experienced any like jealousy or like that's
she'll
mine yet,
never like remember life without him. And that's the sweetest thing. And my 2 cents is I do feel like baby Callum kind of does, like totally you can see all like the similar like bone structure, like it reminds me of baby Lucia. So it's like, he's
a big guy, like, 9 pounds 4 ounces, guys, is what he came out at.
Good job,
that is
Mama.
A big baby.
That's a big baby.
So there's some recovery to be had. But healthy, happy, that's all we could have asked for.
Hell yeah, you guys. Good job, Rachel.
I love it.
Congrats. Can't wait to come cuddle him some more.
I know. Once we'll have some regular hangouts now. But that's the story.
Hell yeah, you guys. We're gonna have a lot more to unpack. It's a good thing,
you guys. It's okay. Like you can have a positive pregnancy too. Like it's not all terrifying. It's not all negative. It's just like.
Did you feel like you got so much negativity like thrust upon you kind of during your pregnancy that makes you say that?
I think at the beginning you're just overwhelmed with like, what direction do I go? Do I go natural? Do I not go natural? I heard this is bad. I heard this is good. Like, am I going to be judged for this? Like, am I going to be judged for that? And so I just think that it's very easy to fall susceptible to thinking like the worst possible outcome for things like that. And I mean, there was a moment where they're like, I think the baby's kind of turned. That's why you're kind of stuck at this centimeters. And I thought they were going to push a C-section on me. And I was like, fuck no. I was like, no. I was like, I was like, what's that mean? And they're like, well, we're just going to put you in different positions and turn the baby. I'm like, good. But so just you're as
right.
Long as
that
you have a good group around you.
You hear like those kinds of horror stories and you can't trust the doctors and stuff. So it's good.
And I had a great experience at the doctors. So or at the hospital. It was pristine. So amen to that. And our battery's about to die. So we're gonna cut it off there, guys.
And more to come. Thanks for listening.